All right, good evening, Fesler Falcon families, and thanks so much for joining us this evening. I'm Mr. Palmerston, proud to be principal at Fesler Junior High, and so glad you could join us this evening to talk about what this school year looks like. We are recording this evening's session in English, and we'll be presenting that on YouTube and sharing out with family and friends. So if you know anybody who's not able to come tonight, you could please just let them know for us that we'll be sending that out in the next couple days. And for you, if you missed anything, that'll come again for you to see. Mr. Benitez?
Yes, buenas tardes, soy el señor Benítez, subdirector de la Escuela de Fesler. Además quiero decirle que esta presentación va a ser en inglés y mañana va a ser la presentación en español. Okay, so mañana puede vernos, pero va a ser grabada también esta presentación. Gracias.
All right, thank you, Mr. Benitez. So let's go ahead and get started. Tonight, welcome back to the Fesler family. Thank you for being with us, whether you're brand new to our school, whether you yourself were a Fesler Falcon. We many times at this time of year ask in the crowd who has been a Fesler Falcon themselves, as well as their parents and grandparents. So thanks to everyone for being here, and welcome back to the school year. This will be like none other, and I'm glad you're here to get the information about how we're starting the year to help your child be successful. This year, we have a theme that we think is absolutely appropriate to this current time. Our theme for the year is Soaring Through Uncharted Waters. Oh, thank you for that. So this year's theme is Soaring Through Uncharted Waters, and it definitely is appropriate because this year is like no other, and so we hope to share with you what this school year looks like as we get started. As I said, I'm Mr. Palmerston, proud to be principal at Fesler Junior High. Along with us, I'll let each person introduce themselves as we go through the panel tonight.
I'm the assistant principal, Eric Benitez Foster. I'm happy to be here.
And Mr. Benitez works primarily with our 7th graders, but with all students as well. Ms. Page was on with us, and she'll be joining us in a moment when she gets right back on her computer. She's our Dean of Students and works also primarily with 8th grade, but again, with all students as well. We also have some of our academic counselors tonight. We'll start with Mrs. Aguilar.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mrs. Aguilar, and I'm the academic counselor for students with last names A through G. And I'm really excited for the year, whatever it may hold. We're going to do our best to support your students. Feel free to email me or give me a call. We'll be available. Good to see everybody, kind of.
And along with us as well, Mrs. Villegas.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Villegas. I work with students with the last name Q through Z, and I'm really excited to get this interesting school year started and to work with all our students. We're going to make the best of it, and we are here for you every step of the way. And I just got to tell you, I'm a Fesler Falcon. I went to Fesler in 7th and 8th grade, so I will always be a Fesler Falcon, and I want to welcome those 7th graders that are coming in. Welcome to the Fesler family.
So we got a couple comments, and thank you that the volume's a little low. I'll move a little closer and try to speak up just a little. If you could also adjust the volume on your computer as well, and we'll hope that that does well, and or that the recording picks up real nicely as well. So also included with Mrs. Aguilar, with Mrs. Aguilar and Ms. Villegas, we have Ms. Sanchez, who's not able to join us today, but she works primarily with families with last names H through P. So as we get started, want to make sure that you take a moment to capture a picture of this screen right here. This helpline is going to be really important for a lot of your questions that come up. it's going to be very important for you to take a look at this number, 805-361-8155. And along with that is a place where you can call and get any of your questions answered. It is a number that right now is getting a very high call volume, but still be persistent and continue to work through calling that number. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Benitez for the next couple slides, because this is really why our year is so different, that we're entering a time where our work is really impacted by the public health, and there are things that we can all do to help that improve. Mr. Benitez.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Palmerston. Like Mr. Palmerston said, we're facing a health crisis in our nation, and it's very important that all of us do our part to fix the situation. And the better we do, the faster we hope that we can get our kids to school. But as it is right now, we can't. So we need everybody's cooperation to make our communities, our families better. So it's very important that you follow proper procedure. The health department from the county is telling us what to do as they're getting the information from the state, from the federal government. So it's very important for us to follow the steps, to cover your face, your mouth, your nose, stay 6 feet apart. Maintaining distance will help us to really get rid of this coronavirus and get back to school. So we need each other. We need to help each other in order to do this. So wash your hands. So Mr. Palmerston, if you can go to the next slide. So it's very important that before you put anything in your mouth, before you touch your face, it's important that you wash your hands. Warm water, soapy water, at least 20, 25 seconds. Make sure you get all the stuff out of your hands. So before you put anything in your mouth, that will prevent a lot of the things going around, and that will stop the spreading of this virus. So please wash your hands after, before, during. It's very important that you keep that and that you teach your children to do that, because hopefully they're gonna be here. So we want them to have that procedure, to have that, and their minds ready to go. Okay, so thank you. And another part of here that we're doing right now, all of us here adults at school, is to maintain 6 feet apart. We're always covering our faces, our mouth, and we have to maintain that social distancing of 6 feet. So also practice with your children. This is the moment that all of us can get together and work as a team. So please start doing that.
As we go to the next section, we're going to see if Miss Page is able to get back online with us. And as she does, she'll help us talk through our Falcon Soar. And as we always talk about Falcon Soar, we are safe, organized, accountable, and respectful. And with that, these are things that we teach and learn with our students each and every day. I'm going to pause real quick. All right. Thanks for giving me a moment. I was trying to adjust the volume, and hopefully that helps a little bit. So we're safe, organized, accountable, and respectful. Falcon Soar. With that, again, those acronyms are things that we teach and learn. Oh, good. Thank you for the comment that the volume's much better. That we teach and learn through all of our classes, and the things that you could reinforce at home. In terms of what that means for us, that Falcons are free of violence, threats, theft, bullying, and illegal substances. We are organized, we are ready to learn, and we're on time, and we have our materials. We are accountable, we take responsibility for our actions and our behaviors, and we follow the rules. and we're respectful. We treat others the way that we'd like to be treated. And so if you hear and see that falcon soar, that's an important piece to our teaching and learning. And this year in the remote environment, we have a new place for students to report if things are not fitting with that in regards to school. And so on our website, we've included an incident report place where students can report items happening within their classes or amongst each other if they need assistance. And so we're adapting some of these pieces that would traditionally happen within B1 with Mr. Benitez and Ms. Page to our online environment. So now we're going to get to talking about what are the steps to help us get to the beginning of the school year and be prepared for distance learning. So you might want to take a picture if one or more of these slides applies to you. But the first is Chromebooks. If you're coming in from 6th grade and your child has their Chromebook already, excellent. Make sure that it's plugged in, that it's working. As long as your child has their Chromebook from 6th grade and that it's functioning, they don't need to come and exchange their Chromebook. But if you're brand new to Santa Maria Bonita, or you don't have a Chromebook that's checked out, or you need a replacement Chromebook, then August 13th and August 14th from 9 to 11:30 in the morning, we'll have a drive-up checkout for new Chromebooks in the front of the office. We do need you to come wearing a mask because those are the public safety, health and safety guidelines. And we do need your student or your child to come with identification with their ID number. So this is an important one for any of those who need a Chromebook. So that starts our first day of school. Now, the next thing, our first day of school is online. So all of our classes and all of our work will be done online until the public health department allows us to reopen. The first day of school, August 13th, there are several things that are going to happen. We need your child to log in to their Chromebook at 8:30, the first day of school and every day of school, to check their email because it's going to share things with them about that day. The first of which is you're going to receive your child's schedule through Parent Square, and your child will show you in a minute how they can log into Aries and they can look at their own schedule in Aries. So on the first day, they'll get their schedule, and at 11:50 a.m., we'll have a kickoff Zoom for all students. In addition, they are going to receive a message from their homeroom teacher, and you will receive a message from your homeroom teacher. And so on the first day, here are the things that are going to happen. I'm going to pause real quick because we have Mrs. Sanchez who was able to join us, and her camera's on. Do you want to unmute and say hello to everybody, Mrs. Sanchez?
Yes, hi, good evening, everybody. I apologize, I had some technical issues, but my name is Andrea Sanchez, and I'm one of the counselors. I work primarily with students with last names H through P. So as the other counselors mentioned, we're excited to work with all of you, with the families, with the students. We know that this year is going to be very different compared to others, but we want to let you know that we're here for you, and if you need any support, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
And Mrs. Page, you want to jump in now?
Hi, I'm Mrs. Page, the Dean of Students from Fesler Junior High, and I'm so sorry that I missed the beginning. I got completely kicked out. But Mr. Palmerston did a great job of going over the SOAR part of my presentation, so he's, he gets extra 2 thumbs up.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you to both of you. So August 13th, first day of school. Check your email, log into Aries. You as parents will also receive a message with a child's schedule, and you will hear from your child's homeroom teacher. On August 14th, your child will again check their email at 8:30 in the morning because they're going to do that every day. And they're going to attend their homeroom class for the first time at 11:50 a.m. with their homeroom teacher. This is their first live class that they will have. On August 17th, this is a really important piece for you as parents. We're asking that you schedule yourself to be available for your child's homeroom meeting that day. At 11:50 a.m., we're hosting parent-student meetings with their homeroom teacher. The important part of this is to get some additional detailed information from your child's homeroom teacher, as well as the opportunity to, following that, to request an in-person or online meeting if you feel a need to have a specific meeting with your child's homeroom teacher. We're hoping that you're going to get all of the information that you need through the meetings we have at night and through your homeroom teacher, as well as the email and parent square messages we send. If you would like to have that in-person meeting, those will be scheduled with your homeroom teacher or online via Zoom. Following August 17th, the weeks of August 18th through 28th, your child needs to check every day, because we're going to go step by step to help your child build their understanding of distance learning and also build an understanding of what's expected for them this year. They will have daily live instruction through homeroom every day at 11:50. They will also, in this period of time, they will get to meet all 6 of their teachers during a specific scheduled time that their teacher will email out. And they will begin to have class assignments over the course of one of the 2 weeks. And so more information comes from your child's specific homeroom teacher as well as through Google Classroom. And so it's very important that your child is logging in every day. And then the next piece, then beginning August 31st, your child will have school and classes to log into for full school days, 8:30 a.m. to 3:10 p.m. every day. They'll be required to log in for instruction in the morning, and they'll be required to log in the afternoon for specific support. Our actual schedule is still being developed and refined, but we want you to be planning for your child to be at school for a full school day at home online between 8:30 a.m. when their classes start all the way till 3:10 in the afternoon. I'm going to pause real quick because I want to make sure I answer a few questions. What if a child can't log in at 8:30 due to a parent's work schedule? And so what we're sharing with you is it's really important for all of us to work together to help your child set up a routine and a place to work so that they can log in and attend their classes. What's going to be very different this year is they will have daily live instruction, and they will continue to have their 6 classes. The work this year will be very, very specific in order to help your child continue to learn even remotely. So do they have to be logged in the whole time? We are going to be sharing with you in the next couple of weeks about the specific schedule of what classes that they need to go and log into. But yes, your child will have a full day of school in the online format, and that day of school will be just like they're here at school from 8:30 in the morning to 3:10 in the afternoon. I'm going to go back just to walk you through that one more time. So if you need to take a picture or understand each of those days, Chromebook checkout, the 13th and 14th, that's this Friday or Thursday and Friday from 9 to 11:30 in front of the school. So this is when all new students to our district need to come and check out their Chromebook, and any students who need to replace their Chromebook. The second thing is August 13th. Your child will log in at 8:30 to review their email and messages. They'll attend a Zoom kickoff with this group of administrators and some of our teachers at 11:50 a.m. And then you'll be receiving some parent square messages. August 14th, your child will log in and check their email, and they will see their homeroom. August 17th, we're asking that you try to arrange your schedule so that you can log in with your child during homeroom so that you can get specific information from your child's teacher. And then August 18th through 28th, each grade level and classes will have a different set of assignments over the course of those 2 weeks. And so we can't tell you all of those specifics right now. It's going to come from your child's individual homeroom teacher and their other teachers. So we're going to talk about, and then here, August 31st, we have a new schedule where your child will be attending school from 8:30 a.m. to 3:10. I'm going to pause real quick and go through questions. Ms. Page, Mr. Benitez, are there ones that are popping up that we can answer now that don't come up later?
Can't quite answer fast enough. Nancy would like to know if parents are logging in every day at 11:50.
Parents do not need to log in every day. Parents only, we're asking parents to come on the 17th, Monday the 17th, for the parent meeting. It's just that one day we're asking you to come as a parent so that you can get more specific information from your child's homeroom teacher. Excellent question.
Ms. Perez would like to know if students are checking out textbooks.
The first, we're going to talk about materials in a little bit, and so we'll answer that question when we get to the materials we're going to pass out. The comment, some parents don't have the luxury of staying home all day for their children to be at home all day online. We understand this is not the same or ideal school situation. This is based upon our public health situation. And some of the big things that we're doing differently this year is while your child is expected to be online, we're going to be taking attendance and grading their work so that we can communicate with you about their specific attendance and academic progress, which isn't the same as what was happening in the springtime. And so it's really important that we recognize the daily live instruction is really important to your child's academic success. Will the Zoom be available afterwards? Yes, we are recording tonight, and I'm going to try to turn that around and get it out to everybody very soon.
And Shelley would like to know if she can log in at work for the Monday, the 17th, and have her child participate from home.
Ms. Page and I were talking about today, and we're hoping to do the same thing like you got today, where everybody gets a link where you can log in from wherever you're located.
Start time is 8:30 and end time is 3:10.
Yep. Yep. So, the question was more specific for these first couple weeks. These first couple weeks are going to be different, right? And so we are not just jumping right into a full day of school. We have to take the time to make sure, and we'll talk about it in a moment, what materials your child needs. We have to explain the expectations. We have to work our way into a full day of school. And so for those first couple weeks, expect that they log in the morning to get direction on what they're doing for the day. Expect that at minimum, they're going to their homeroom class every day at 11:50. And then every day will be slightly different based upon what their homeroom teacher or their other teachers assign. All right, so let's move on to, remember, every day, SMBSD email and Gmail, your child needs to check because their Google Classroom assignments will come to them, and it's really important that they see what they have to do for that day. All right, schedules. We have some illustrations for you on how to check schedules for you in Aries. Mr. Benitez, are you going to take over from here?
Yes, I can do that. Okay, so guys, I want you to pay attention to this slide right here. As you can see, you're going to be receiving this schedules coming up soon. So I want you to pay attention to the periods that you're going to be having, the courses that you're having, and your teacher. Okay, so they're going to be connecting with you, not in the next few weeks, but coming up soon. So I want you to know, to understand the classes that you're taking and who's going to be your teacher for this semester. Okay, so you're going to find that, you're going to get that coming up soon. So on the 13th. So don't worry about that. So you can able to see what classes that you have and everything. Okay, so pay attention to that, because the homebrew class, the classes, the courses that you be taking is going to dictate who's going to be in touch with you in the next few weeks. Okay, so but that's coming up, and we're going to share that with you soon. Okay, Mr. Farmerson, anything that I missed?
Yeah, on this schedule, we can see if you can already see schedules in Aries or on Parent Square, there's a couple things that I think are really important. We are still working through changing schedules and adapting the schedules. And so I think it's really important to know that the schedules are currently not finalized. So even if you can see them, please understand that we're still working through to balance our schedules. And in this schedule, we see all homerooms are listed first, where it says 0 period, even if homeroom comes later in the day. This shows our homeroom teacher here is Ms. McDonald. And then we see that all students get an elective, that's exploring home ec, a PE class, English, history, math, and physical science. So these are the variety of classes that a student would be assigned. And then our next one is a student who's taking English language development as an English language learner. Okay, and so this schedule again has the homeroom at the top and all of the courses, and in 7th period is the ELD course. So that's how you know if your child has an ELD class.
And just look at the difference between the previous slide and this one. This one has 7 periods, the previous one had 6, as you can see. Okay, so this is a related class. The other one is if the child is an ELD. So that's why you have 7 periods here. So, but you still have the homeroom, you have all the electives and everything. On this slide right here, we have something great in Aries now. When you check into Aries, you can actually see on every teacher their website and the access code to that website. So that is something important that you guys need to talk to your child so they can get that code. You can get that code, and your children can get access to the website. And to also, we're going to be having the Zoom meeting. Everything is going to be online. So your teachers are going to be connecting with your child through Zoom. So everything is posted in Aries. We have the codes for Google Classroom, and we have the links to join the Zoom meetings. So like Mr. Pumpkin said, this is a work in progress. We're still adapting and adding new things every day. So if you check today, tomorrow something will be different, but this is something that is there for you to see and to verify that your son has the right access codes to get into Google Classroom, to get into Zoom, okay? So it's there for you. Thank you.
So there are a couple questions that popped up about different classes, and in particular physical education. The requirement that we have from the state in terms of really providing the best education for all students is that we're expected to provide an education equivalent to being in person, even though we're remote. And that means all students need to have their full arrangement of classes, including physical education, English, math, history, science, an elective, and for those that are still designated as English language learners, an ELD course. The times for the ELD course will come out with our other schedule as well. All right. And then we want to make sure that we, again, emphasize the importance of a homeroom teacher. While you see our administrators and our counselors on the screen tonight with you, we're all really great resources for your child, but the first place to check is your homeroom teacher. So when your child has questions, they first should go to their homeroom teacher to ask those questions, because this is their first and main contact. And then from there, they may come and ask questions of us as counselors or administrators.
Now, on this one, there's little supplies. The kids need supplies to work in the classrooms, and we're going to provide some supplies. Okay, this is the items that you need for school. All the schools are doing this in our district. So you will be providing the following materials. If you don't have a Chromebook and you're new to the district, we'll set up a time for you to come and get one. But everybody's going to need a full charge Chromebook and a charger. If it's not working, please come, we'll replace that, okay? You're going to get binders, dividers, lined paper, and graph paper. Everything that you need to be successful. Pencils, highlighters, glue sticks, color pencils, color markers. So we're going to be providing this for you, okay? So we're going to give the times and everything that you can come and collect those. But remember, it's very important that you wear the proper face mask, okay? Because we're going to be giving you these items to use. So let's follow the health guidelines, okay? So we're going to tell you when you can pick those up in a minute.
Yep. So all of these things are things that we're going to be providing for your child. And the next two slides tell us when we're going to be available for pickup. So the first one is 7th grade, the week of August 17th through 21st.
And this is for 7th grade, huh? So 7th grade students, please pay attention. Parents, take a picture of this. This is the time and the date that you can come and pick up those materials that you need. Okay, August 17th to the 21st. So they give us a whole week to do that from 1 to 3 p.m. And it's going to be at the gym parking lot. It's a huge parking lot that we have over there. It's a drive-through. Okay, you're going to be in your car. You're going to be wearing masks, please, and we're going to give you what you need. Okay, so like I said, if your Chromebook that you receive on 6th grade is not working anymore, well, we're going to handle that as well. And if you have any materials if we got to return to your school site, you can do it here. So bring any grade reading books, any textbooks, anything that needs to go back to the school, even though it's your previous school, just bring it with you from August 17th to the 21st from 1 to 3, and we collect those and we make sure that they go where they need to go. All right, so we're gonna have this, remember, August 17th to the 21st. Take a photo of this. This is for the 7th grade materials pickup, only 7th grade. Okay, so the next one, this is for the 8th grade. Now, it changes the time if you look at the time of the week. Okay, this is from August 24th to 28th. Again, we're gonna give the whole week for 8th graders to come. So the same time from 1 to 3 p.m., the same place at the gym. Some of you remember probably about the graduation where it took place. It's a drive-through, wear a face mask, stay in the car, and it will give you the supplies that you need. Again, return any materials from the previous year. If you forgot to bring to us or anything like that from the library, everyone's in the library, just bring it to us. The math and the history textbooks is very important to return. The library books, uniforms, band equipment, any school-owned materials, anything that you have in your possession that belongs to the school, it needs to be returned, please do so, and we will collect that, and we'll give you the materials that you need to be successful this year. Okay?
And so 7th graders, or 8th graders, you would have kept all of your 7th grade materials because we didn't actually ask for you to bring them back yet. So this is the time where we will have you return your materials and we'll give you all of your school supplies for this year. The question about will we be getting textbooks checked out to us? At this point in time, we will not be checking out textbooks for right now. All of your child's materials and resources are available on the Chromebook and online. So the most important tool that they have in terms of their textbooks and resources is their Chromebook, where they'll be able to log in to all of their classes and get all of their materials. At a later date, we may be talking with you about coming to pick up either textbooks or other materials. But in particular, for our 7th grade textbooks, we still have to collect all those back before we can consider checking them out to new students. All right, again, we have the district helpline, and I know the comments in there. When every single school is asking parents to call one phone number, I know that it can take a long time to get through. And so there are a couple other places for you to call. Our offices, while we are open to answer your questions, the doors are not physically open because of the health guidelines. So it's important that, that you know you can call the district helpline, you can call the school office number 361-7880. You can visit the district website, or you can also find some information and see some things that are going on, including our Return by Teachers at the Fesler Falcons Instagram page. So let's go through a couple questions. Yes, again, anything that you have from your child's elementary school that would go back to the elementary school, we want to make it easy for you. Bring that stuff to us when you pick up materials. We'll get it back to your child's elementary school. I'm going through the opposite way rather than the way they were. What time does my child have to be at Fesler for the engagement activity? So all of our stuff is going to be online at this point. And so the first day of school, they're going to log into Zoom at 11:50 a.m. And again on Friday, they'll log into their homeroom at 11:50. And Monday the 17th at 11:50, there's a parent-child homeroom meeting. Following that, if you'd like to request an in-person or online meeting with your child's homeroom teacher, then you can do so. The pickup and materials will be specifically in the gym parking lot. Yes, 8th graders for their textbooks from last year, you're going to bring those and drop them off when you pick up the materials during this week right here. You're going to bring the 7th grade materials, and we're going to give you new material, new school supplies. Somebody asked a question about IEPs. Yes, we will provide all our services for IEP students continued in a remote environment. So your child will have their a case manager assigned, and we will have an IEP meeting when that's appropriate. But again, they'll have their full complement of classes, including specialized academic instruction or special education classes when necessary. Yearbooks. Yes, I keep getting questions about yearbooks. We are as excited as everyone else to see the yearbooks. Unfortunately, they have not been printed or delivered, and therefore we will let you know as soon as we receive them. So, okay, Mrs. Page, are you seeing any other questions?
Just what time will lunch be for pickup?
Oh, that was, I thought we got that slide out of order. Excellent question, thank you. Here we go. Okay, lunches. Lunches will be served Monday through Thursday, starting on August 17th at the following sites. One of those happens to be Fesler. You do not have to come to Fesler to pick up your child's meal, but instead you can go to any one of these locations, but you're going to select one and you're going to fill out the paperwork at that one location, and they will serve you the same place every day, 11:30 to 1 p.m. at the following locations: Alvin, Arianes, Battles, El Camino, Fairlawn, Fesler, Jimenez, Tommy Kunst, Miller, Oakley, Ontiveros, Rice, Sanchez, Taylor, and Tunnel. If you'd like to instead go pick up at the Sousa Center, there's a later pickup, 3 to 4 p.m. at the Sousa Center. So you're going to pick up one time from one place every day, and you're going to fill out a form at that location. My understanding is that they will serve meals on the 13th and 14th, again at these same locations, but the Monday through Thursday starts the week of the 17th. Excellent question. Any others, Ms. Page, that you see?
Just does your child need to be present to pick up a lunch?
The food service is taking care of all of the food, and so I don't want to misspeak about that. My understanding is you're going to fill out a new form because our summer feeding program that didn't require any notification or any identification is changing to school-based, which means we have to identify the child who's receiving the meal. So I believe that you're going to fill out a form and they will give you a card that will identify how many meals and which children they're for. And so I believe that you won't need your child with you at that point, but you will have had to fill out the paperwork.
And then the next question is your child allowed to walk to pick up their lunch?
I believe the answer to that is yes. Same thing, if your child is within walking distance to Fesler, they can get themselves here to pick up their materials and return their materials. We've had plenty of students who could bring those themselves. And so many of our children are old enough to take care of those responsibilities if they're within walking distance. And so your child could come and return their materials or pick up their materials. Yes, another question about lunch, right? One lunch per family or one per child. My understanding is they're serving meals for SMBSD children. So if you have 3 children enrolled in the district, then there would be 3 meals that would be provided, 1 for each child. Other questions, Mrs. Page?
A question about case manager. So I was just explaining that would be found on, that will be found on their schedule. And if they have questions, they're more than welcome to email me and I can talk to them about it.
Perfect. Yes, the schedule that will come out before August 31st will tell you the exact schedule of times for your child's classes. But again, the school day for this school year to be equivalent to in-person instruction is from 8:30 in the morning to 3:10 in the afternoon. And I know this does not look like what distance learning was in the spring, but we have a really important job to help your children learn and progress. And in the distance learning environment, it is different and it is difficult. And so we need that time dedicated.
At Julie, absolutely call the Fesler office line and we can help you getting areas logged in if you can't get through on the district line. And then also, I'm not sure who asked it, but yes, your students throughout the day, when they get to August 31st and they're Zooming in every day for all of their classes, they have multiple breaks. They have a lunch. They will have a break between every single class and they won't be logged into Zoom for the entire class period. It's just going to be important that when the class period starts, that they then log in at the beginning, get the information they need, and then take attendance.
Another one about PE clothes, PE belongings if we weren't able to pick them up. Our teachers just came back yesterday for the first day back on campus. They had a full day of professional learning around distance learning and our tools like Google Classroom and our curriculum. They had another day today about Fesler training. And so they have not had a chance to sort through those things. And one of those things is PE clothes. We've kept all of those PE clothes as they were. When we left for the school year, they're all bundled up by student, and we will be working with the PE department to find a way to have those available during the week where 8th graders get their materials back. And so hopefully we can find what you're looking for. Students will not need PE uniforms for the foreseeable future this year because we won't need them in distance learning. when we are able to return, the current health requirements regarding dressing out are a challenge. And so you won't need to purchase new PE programs, and or we won't need to purchase new PE uniforms. Likewise, we will not have A or B lunch. All students at this time pick up their lunch and they leave, and so we don't have them. How's PE going to work? PE is going to work just like any of our other classes. Our PE teachers will be working on ways to engage your child in physical education and health and wellness classes in a remote environment. And so they will be working on ways to get your kids active in a remote environment. The PE teachers are designing their classes, and they are considering things like what some parents have been asked about. What is that going to look like? So our PE teachers are going to be doing a good job of taking in all of this information and figuring out how to put the best physical education in a remote environment, just like all of our teachers. So we are going to be teaching about Zoom etiquette. So the question about what's appropriate to wear and how we act on Zoom. This is an important part of what we are going to have to teach all students. And your child, just like when they go to school, needs to be dressed appropriately. Children need to be wearing clothes that are appropriate for Zoom, and their teacher will be working with them to do that. Now, I also know Zoom attire may look different than business attire, but your child does need to be dressed appropriately. They do need to be wearing clothes, and they will be required to be participating in class, which means they've got to turn on their camera. So the engagement, somebody's asking, what about the engagement activity this Thursday? So let me go back to that slide to help answer that. This Thursday, students can log into their Chromebook and see their final schedules. They'll also have a message about the Zoom kickoff, and so they'll log into that and participate remotely, just like you guys are this evening. Yeah, and so there are concerns about distance learning, and we recognize this is not our traditional school. And I don't think any of us thought that this could ever happen, and it wasn't our desire. We would love to have your children back on campus and ready to learn together. We thrive so much on that, being with your children and really attending all of those pieces. So I can appreciate any of the concern, as well as the fact that scheduling is hard, right? Your child learning remotely, we're designing a schedule that has instruction in the morning and also strong support for your child's academics in the afternoon. So students' best way to log into Aries is log into their Chromebook, go into Clever, the Clever app, and then they should see an Aries icon in order to get them in. That's the student way to log into Aries. And then for parents, we have to make sure as a parent that you have updated information in our Aries system. That's why you call the office or call the district. Okay, so we know some of those tech challenges are going to continue to come up, and so just continue to keep making phone calls to us to try to get through and help work through those things. If your child's Chromebook is not working, then you want to come to check out a new Chromebook or to get that tech help August 13th and 14th from 9 to 11:30.
So there's a question about a friend getting changed to a different junior high. And last year she went to Fesler. And yes, because of the new elementary school opening up, some of the boundaries within our junior highs did change. So there are some 7th graders or students that attended for 7th grade that are now going to Ariana's junior high.
So two good things. One, can you repeat the student login to Aries? So your child should know when they log into the Chromebook, they should know how to get into Clever. Clever is an app that has all of their class stuff in there. And so, log into Clever, and then there should be an Aries link from in Clever. So how do you get the verification code for Aries? You get a hold of one of us on the school phone number or the district number, and then they will be able to find that number for you. I really like this question. Do you have a parent support
Yes.
group to share with each other what they were doing? That's an excellent question.
I love it.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're starting with is first trying to get the information out to you about what school looks like and what are the things you need to know this week. The next part of that, we're going to be settling into a good routine of more training like this. But I really like the idea of how do we create a situation where we can get parents to log in together and facilitate those conversations. So we're going to work as an admin team to see how we can do that.
Thinking of some really dynamic PTC meetings in the future. That's what I'm thinking.
So back to the boundary
Oh,
exception.
Vanessa, thank you so much. She says, sign me up to help. I was just going to joke about, does she want a job? Like,
So a couple things. Boundary exceptions. Can the child come to Fesler? The thing is every child has the right to request to go to a different school that they don't live in. The principal at each school has the ability to make a decision on boundary exceptions. And so child can apply to go to any school that they wish, but the principal is going to approve or deny those boundary exceptions. For Fesler, we are very impacted by students. And so while we would like to take everybody, we are not accepting very many boundary exceptions at all.
and to answer Nancy Salazar's question, yes, Chromebook pickup is August 13th through the 13th for 8th graders as well.
Yeah, so it's really important. We know all students need a Chromebook and a charger. That's the first thing they all need. And so if your child doesn't have a Chromebook, we need to get that to them on the first day of school, August 13th, or the very next day, the 14th. So we're doing Chromebook checkout then. And then, yes, the 8th graders have a week before we do the materials pickup. All right. Again, AB lunch. We don't have an AB lunch schedule. Because we're at distance learning, there's a lunch built into the schedule that you will see at the middle of the day. And so all students will have the same time set aside for lunch, which gives enough time to go get their lunch from a school site and return home before the next class. So good question. Can my daughter use the parents' Aries username and password to access Aries? The thing is that your child won't be able to see and do all the things that she needs to do as a student if they're using your login. Likewise, you as a parent can't access all the things that your child has. It's a different view based upon parent and student. Yeah, thank you for being here tonight. We're here just answering questions, and we'll stick around for that much time. But if you don't have any questions, we want to sign off and say thank you so much. We'll stick around and answer questions as they come up. But thank you for those that have participated tonight. We'll go ahead and share out the recording as soon as I have it posted to YouTube in the next couple days.
To Isaiah's, yes, Avid meetings will still happen.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Xavier Zarati, can you call our office? Just need to turn in a copy of the immunization card. So there is still hotspots available for those families that need it. What is really important is the hotspots only give you so much time a month, and once you've used up that time, it gets shut off. So it's really important that if you are using one of our district's hotspots, that your students are only using it for school and not for anything else, like streaming movies or something, because then the hotspot will get shut off. And if anybody needs help setting up Aries, you're welcome to either call our office or email me directly, and I can help you with that tomorrow.
For the hotspots, the hotspots are really going to come from the district side. It's going to be really important that you both communicate with your child's homeroom teacher, but also that district member. And so have your child be really communicate, and you can too with your child's homeroom teacher to help get them the access to the hotspots that they need. Great question. I haven't gotten a registration packet for my child. Should we be expecting one? We're trying as a district to do everything electronically. I know today that it was really important that there were so many people logged in that the system was shut down. And so it's going to take a couple days, but you're going to do that registration online through Aries. We're trying to do everything electronically that we can. And
if your child's already an elementary school student enrolled in Santa Maria Bonita, they're already enrolled at Fesler. If that was the question. I'm not quite sure.
One more time.
I believe, Shelley, if you haven't had a nurse call you that the immunizations are not current, then they should be okay.
And on the immunizations, we will be working during school closure to make sure they're all updated by the time we return in person. And so we have a little time to do that.
Yeah, but they'll definitely contact you if it needs to be updated. And updating the emergency card on the website at Santa Maria Bonita School District.org. I don't know, Mark, can you
I do what?
Can you show them like where they can go to get to the emergency card from your computer, or is it too complicated?
To update the emergency card in Aries. The problem is Aries today was overloaded, and so they can't actually log in for that.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why we're getting so many questions about Aries and the codes and stuff too.
I agree. Okay. The immunization that's required from 6th grade to 7th grade is the next set of the TDAP.
Oh, that's a great question. Mark, do you want to go back to the counselor slide? So
yeah, hold on. Somebody asked, what time do we go to the gym to return our staff for 7th grade? 7th 7th grade students, the week of August 17th through 21st, 1 to 3 p.m. in the gym parking lot. If you're in 8th grade, it's the following week, 24th to the 28th. I'll go back to the counseling side.
Yes. So counselors are by your child's last name.